It may seem counterintuitive, but people value more what they've earned. I mean, everyone gets very excited about something that they get for free, right? Like, oh, this free thing, like, sweet, I just saved a bunch of money, and that's great. But think about when you get, let's say, a free online course or a free ebook or something like that. It's very likely that you're going to save it in a folder, bookmark it, and never look at it again. Why? Because you have no skin in the game. You didn't spend a bunch of money. Now imagine you spent a lot of money on that course. You're gonna be like, wow, I made an investment here. I'm gonna pay more attention and like really give this some effort. The same goes with romantic relationships. Okay, hear me out. When you are dating somebody, it's really important to recognize that there is a mutual fund, like I talked about in my last video, where both people should be putting in their time, affection, energy, attention, things like that to grow the relationship. Even if you're not in an official relationship, if you're just courting, dating, figuring things out, there is still a mutual experience that's happening that isn't just individual to one or the other of you. So when people feel like they've earned the attention, the affection, the love from their partner, they value what they're getting more than if you were to just give it to them with no expectation of return. I'm talking answering their texts right away, jumping at the opportunity to see them, moving your schedule around constantly just to accommodate their needs, basing your sex life off of their preferences or their libido, or whether or not to even get in a relationship is like leaving it up to their decision. This is one of the common ways that we give ourselves away for free, right? And I am not advocating for a transactional interpretation of romantic relationships. Not at all. That's very objectifying, that's very capitalist, and that's not respecting people's autonomy and sovereignty, right? And I'm not advocating for a tit for tat, that people need to be bought or pay for someone else's attention or affection in any way. What I'm saying is that energetically, there needs to be a balance between the input of both people. It's not always equal, of course, this fluctuates. But if you are constantly giving and you have no standards or expectations of the other person, then you are slowly teaching them over time that they can get whatever they want from you for nothing. That they can just get all of your love and attention and prioritization and affection and investment, and they don't have to invest a thing. They don't have to try. They don't have to contribute. They don't have to put their heart on the line. And I mean, being in love is absolutely a risk. And who wouldn't want to be in love risk-free? So there becomes this very imbalanced dynamic when you are giving endlessly, like you are a bottomless fountain of love and catering to the other person's needs. Now, I think that society likes to put love on this pedestal, saying that we should just be giving in love. We should love unconditionally. There should be no expectations. It should not be transactional. And I agree with that, but it's like, yes, and I think there is a line somewhere between loving selflessly and loving in a self-sacrificial way. Like loving at the expense of your own self, at the expense of your own well-being, your own mental and emotional or physical health, at the expense of your own set of unique preferences and needs. Should we always be sacrificing our own personal needs just because it's love? No, I think that there needs to be a more equal interaction between people, or balanced rather, because equal implies exact same amounts, right? And this moves around. Now, I'm not saying people need to always be chasing their partner for it to be healthy. And I'm not saying that you need to play hard to get, because that is definitely a manipulative and dishonest way of interacting with somebody, especially early on. Like, oh, I need to fake that I'm interested in order to tantalize them to try harder and work harder to earn my affection and attention. That's not going to work, and it's not going to last very long either. So think about a long-term relationship. How can you continue to earn your partner's interest, attention, affection, investment, and how can they earn yours? And if this is something both people are participating in, then you can create a really healthy, dynamic, fruitful relationship. But being earned requires an opt-in from both people. So it can't be this imbalanced, constant chasing or withholding or denial or, transactional method of interacting. So take a look at your relationship or your dating experience or dynamic through that lens and try to see if it is very one-sided, if it has become transactional, or if you're really being valued because you're being earned. For more on dating dynamics like this, check out my podcast called Head Over Feels.